Hey there. Tonight, I'm gonna be playing some bad games. And we're starting out with one of my favorites. And that is the game Pit Fighter. Now, Pit Fighter was one of the 5 games for the Mega Drive that I owned when I was a kid. In fact, I'll tell you the story of how I got a SEGA Mega Drive when I was a kid. But first, let's find the game. So it should be somewhere around here, right? I do own this game, but I'm going to be playing it on the Mega Drive because it's easier. You know, that's just how it is. I could get the cartridge, but, you know, that would just be too much work. So let's just play this game like this. The ultimate competition. Yeah, Pit Fighter. Come on, punk! Yeah! So, Pit Fighter is an arcade game that features digitized actors as sprites. And believe it or not, this game predates Mortal Kombat. So in a way, Mortal Kombat is kind of a ripoff of Pit Fighter, which is kind of crazy to think about, but so let's practice. Yeah, let's stick with normal. Now, what are these numbers again? Are these lives? I don't even remember what these numbers are. They might be lives, but they might also be like some kind of difficulty setting or something. I don't remember exactly, but I'm gonna put it to 8 in the hopes that they are lives. And let's get into this game. So this is not exactly the same kind of game as Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is a one-on-one fighting game. And Pit Fighter is more... Wait a minute, how do I get out of this? There we go. So you got Buzz, you got Tai, and you got Kato, and I'm pretty sure Tai is the best character to pick. Now, I've forgotten how to play this game, because, I mean, I don't play this game that often. Holy shit. Maybe I shouldn't have put that number to 8. Maybe that makes the opponents more aggressive, I don't know. I don't remember the Executioner being this aggressive. Damn. So this is just a game where you mash buttons and hope that you win. Yeah, I actually think that putting the number to 8 somehow made the game more difficult, because I don't remember the Executioner being this aggressive. Let's restart the game, I don't like this. I'm not gonna... Oh, come on, don't do that. Alright. Let's not mess around with those numbers. Let's just play the game like this. I honestly don't know. I thought these numbers were lives, but maybe they aren't. I don't even remember. But I don't remember the Executioner being that aggressive, so just gonna keep it on 3. And then, so it starts to get into the character selection screen. So in this game, it is still a fighting game, but it's more, you know... It's not exactly the same as a Mortal Kombat. Because you can move around, you can move up and down, and you can grab items that are on the ground. You can pick them up and throw them. And, so yeah, this game predates Mortal Kombat as the game that featured digitized actors. But it sucked. You know, I've never played the arcade game, but I heard that the arcade game also kind of sucks. Like, it wasn't a good arcade game to begin with, and then they made a Mega Drive game out of it. It's also on the Super Nintendo, and apparently the Super Nintendo version is even worse. Now, how do you do that one move again? There we go, that's the one. Now, I'm pretty sure if I just use this move, I might be able to actually beat the game. Like this. Well, maybe not. Wow. But I'm pretty sure that move, that kick, that high kick, is the best move in the game. From what I remember. And there's just no strategy to anything in this game. And that's what makes it bad. There's just... You know, you just mash buttons and hope that you win. That's how you play this game. You don't really get the feeling that you make contact with your opponent. You don't really get any sort of, like, feedback. It's just... Sometimes you do an attack and you hit your opponent, and other times they hit you. That's how you play this game. Like, right now, Southside Jim is being an asshole, and there ain't much that I can do about it. Like, there's no strategy to anything in this game. It's just completely random whether your attacks hit or not. So you can pick up like boxes and knives and shit like that. So in a sense, this game is kind of like that movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is the only good Jean-Claude Van Damme movie ever made. So you can throw knives, which is kind of cool. You can also attack the crowd, which is pretty funny. And so yeah, I was gonna tell the story of how I got a Sega Mega Drive, right? So when I was a little kid, when I was about 2 years old, my dad came home with a PC with MS-DOS on it and Windows 1.0, and that's actually true, by the way. I'm not making that up. And oh, come on, Southside Jim, why you gotta be an asshole? And then a couple years later, I had an uncle of mine who came by the house, and he must have been like 18 or 20 or something at that time. And he said, I have these 3 video game consoles that belong to me and my brother, and we don't want them anymore, so why don't you take them? Oh, come on. I can't believe I died on Southside Jim. This sucks. And so, that is how I got my hands on a Super Nintendo, a Sega Mega Drive, and a Sega Master System. Now, even though I own 3 video game consoles, I didn't really own all that many games. So for the Mega Drive, for example, I only owned 5 games. Sonic, The Terminator, Turbo Outrun, Super Thunderblade. That's 4, right? And then this game, Pit Fighter. And this was by far the worst out of all of them. But Super Thunderblade was not a good game either. Oh, come on. What is this game doing? I should be able to do this. There we go. One more. There we go. So yeah, Super Thunderblade was not a good game. Turbo Outrun was also not a very good game. I mean, it's a good game, but it's a kind of a bad port of the arcade game. Sonic was pretty good. I never really played the Terminator when I was a kid because my parents thought it was too violent. So it wasn't until years later that I finally played it. And for some reason they allowed me to play Pit Fighter, which is a way more violent game than the Terminator. But I guess they knew what the Terminator was, so that's why they didn't want me to play it. Because it's based on the movie. You know? And as we all know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is very scary, so... So I never really played the Terminator as a kid, but I did play Spitfire for some stupid reason, even though this game is way more violent than the Terminator video game. And, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game, but even as a kid, I must have realized that this was not a good game, you know? I mean, when I was a kid, I was bad at every game, but even back then, I must have known that this game was not good. Compared to Sonic, for example, or Super Mario World. But yeah, this is just one of those, like, childhood games for me that I will always have a soft spot for, even though this game is fucking trash. Like, this game is legitimately fucking stupid. Oh no, not the power pill. She's gonna grab the power pill. Come on, grab it. There we go. Oh no, she's got it. Fuck. So the power pill is, yeah, well, it's exactly what you think it is. It makes you go Super Saiyan. And the power pill is actually really useful in a later level against the big guy with the chains around his chest. That guy's an asshole. You really need the power pill there. Also, this right here is the greatest screen in video game history. I love this part. There's a guy standing on a forklift, and then money piles up underneath. That has to be the greatest, like, completion screen in any video game ever. So this is CC Rider. This guy's also kind of an asshole. The further you get in the game, the more the enemies can just do shit that you can't defend yourself against, which is really annoying. And it kind of starts with CC Rider, I think. But where he will just, like, kick you while you're in the middle of doing an attack. But you can always stay back and then just throw chairs at him, I guess. And the reason why I picked Tai is because I'm pretty sure that this kick right here is by far the most useful attack in the game. Buzz is a wrestler, and he's completely useless. And I'm pretty sure Kato is the other character, and he's like a karate man. And he is, I think, even more useless than Buzz. Like, none of the attacks that Kato does do anything. Even though he was the character that I liked the most when I was a kid, these days I do realize that he was by far the most useless character, because nothing that Kato does in this game, like, does anything. Like, his attacks just do nothing. Alright, let's... Oh man, I wanted to hit the lady. Something that you can do is you can fight the crowd, and then, like, they actually, like, fall down and then don't show up again, which is pretty funny. Like, can I... No, I want to kick that dude. I want to do it. Oh well. But you can actually, like, get weapons from the crowd. They will try to stab you with knives, and then you can punch him, and then they'll give you a knife, for example. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just mashing buttons throughout this entire game, and I hope that I win. And that's really the only strategy that you have for this game. Apparently, the Super Nintendo version of this game is even more unplayable, which I've never played the Super Nintendo version, so I don't know, but apparently it's even more laughable than this game. But the Mega Drive version isn't all that great either. There we go. Also, the graphics are not that great in this game. I mean, this screen right here is just a bunch of pixels. Awesomely done! Brutality bonus! I used to love this screen so much. Survival of the Fittest is... there he is, Chainman Eddie. Now, Chainman Eddie is a big fucking asshole. I hate this guy. I've always hated this guy, and I hope that I can beat him. So let's throw these mini swastikas at him. They're supposed to be like throwing stars or something, but they look like either like mini swastikas or like snowballs. I don't know exactly what they're supposed to look like, but I think you're supposed to look at them as throwing stars. So yeah, Chainman Eddie is a big fucking asshole, and he has a headbutt. He has a Zinedine Zidane headbutt, and I hate it. Because the headbutt just goes through everything. Like, it's stronger than any attack that you have, so... Like, there it is. And then he kicks you like a fucking asshole. Alright, time to get the power pill. Come on, get up, tight. No, don't do that. There we go. Oh, fuck, I thought he was gonna get it. So here's the thing, as you can see right now, the headbutt doesn't go through my attacks anymore because I got the power pill. And I'm pretty sure I should be able to pick him up because I got the power pill, whereas normally you can't pick up Eddie because, well... Oh, come the fuck on. Normally you can't pick him up, but when you have the power pill, I'm pretty sure you can pick Eddie up and throw him. So the power pill, I guess, it's like steroids or it's cocaine. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. They don't tell you. It's just a pill. Alright, come on. Yeah, you wimp. Get up, Ty. So this is where the game starts to get really annoying because, like, just look at this shit. There's nothing I can do. There we go, finally beat him. I don't think I'm gonna be beating this game right now. I don't think I've ever beaten this game. At least not on normal mode. Maybe on practice I did it once or twice, but not on normal mode. Alright, so Heavy Metal is also kind of an asshole, but he's not as big of an asshole as, He's not as big of an asshole as Chainman Eddie, I think. But he's just like a dude with a helmet or something. I don't even know what he's supposed to look like. The sprite work in this game is not great. So, So it's kind of hard to tell what some of these characters are supposed to look like. Alright, let's see if I can kill this guy. No, don't do that. Sometimes he does that, like... that handstand shit, which is kind of annoying. So... Alright, one thing that I've always kind of liked about this game, even though it's also kind of shitty, is the music. I've always liked the music in this game. I don't know why, but it doesn't sound great, but I can kind of see where they're going for with the music in this game. Oh shit, that old dude, that old man just fucking punched me. I want to kill him now. Well, he's dead. Well, that's it, I think. I only made it to... Bab. Let's do Bab. I only made it to Heavy Metal, which is not great. After Heavy Metal, I think most of the characters just show up again. So, like after Heavy Metal, I think like the Executioner and Southside Jim and Angel show up again, and then at the end you have to fight 2 Chainman Eddies, I think. Which is just completely fucking ridiculous, but, yeah, there's 2 Chainman Eddies that you have to fight at the end. And one of them is annoying enough. But, as you can see, this game, it's a laughable game. It's kind of hard to explain, but the only way to play it is just to mash buttons and hope that you win. You don't really feel like any of your hits, like, make sense. Like, sometimes you do an attack, and you hit your opponents, and other times they do an attack, and then it doesn't matter what you do, they will always hit you. And so there's no real strategy to this game at all. Whereas, with a game like this, what should happen is that your opponent does an attack, and then you kind of know, like, alright, if I do this attack, then I can beat him, you know? Like, if your opponent tries to pick you up and throw you, then there should be an attack that you can do that, like, overrules that attack. You know, like, for example, he tries to pick you up, and then, I don't know, you kick him. And then, you know, one of the two has to be more powerful than the other, right? That's what you would expect from a game like this, but in this game, it's just all random. None of it makes sense, none of it does anything. But at least you get these buff dudes. So there's Buzz. He's supposed to be a wrestler, I think. This is Tai, who's a kickboxer. And then there's Kato. And Kato is a black belt karate master. And he goes, "Ah!" And actually Tai is the most useful character out of all of them, because if you play Kato, Kato doesn't attack, and then he, like, makes like he either bows or makes like a move out of respect for the opponent, like as a true karate black belt would do. And he just kind of stands there for 10 seconds doing nothing after every attack that he does. And none of his attacks are powerful. So that is why Kato sucks. Buzz is a little bit better, but he's not great either. And Tai is probably the most useful character, but he's also still not that great. But I mean, just look at this game. Just look at this fucking game. So, time to move on to another game. I have more planned. So, let's see. What game do I want to play next? So, we're gonna move on to a game that is a European Mega Drive exclusive. And I don't know if I'm happy with that or not. Because it's not a thing that I'm proud of. To be able to say that this was an exclusive in Europe for the SEGA Mega Drive. Now, where the hell is that game? There it is. Rise of the Robots. Now, Rise of the Robots is quite possibly the worst SEGA Mega Drive game ever made. And I'm not even exaggerating, because this game is 100% completely unplayable. There it is, Acclaim. Good old Acclaim logo. Now, once again, this is a fighting game. Where you play as a guy that looks like Pepsi Man. And you fight robots. And it has music by Brian May from Queen. And this is the only track that's actually from Brian May. All of the other music is just original music. So this is a track called The Dark, I think? Or The Darkness, I don't remember. It's one of the two. And I'm pretty sure that Rise of the Robots was originally an Amiga game. And then it got ported to a couple of different video game consoles. The Mega Drive was one of them. It was never released outside of Europe. It was only ever released in Europe by Acclaim. And as we all know, when Acclaim releases a game, it's usually kind of terrible, you know? So, let's play this game. The music in this game is pretty cool, but everything else is just trash. You get this intro video right here, which has been heavily compressed down from the original Amiga version. But this is probably the best part of the whole game. This choppy animation. Because everything you're about to see after this is just not good, trust me. No, I do like the music in this game, it's nice. So, yeah, they actually made, like, 3D animations of the characters and stuff like that, sort of like Donkey Kong Country or Toy Story or something like that, where they made sprites out of 3D animated characters. And the funniest thing about this game is that when they made it, they said that it was going to be better than Street Fighter 2. Alright, now watch this shit right here. Watch this fucking shit right here. Oh no, oh fuck. I'm the blue dude, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm Pepsi Man over there. Buff Pepsi Man, come on. So, the thing about this game is it was made for the Amiga, and the Amiga had a controller that had one button. And so this was a fighting game that was designed around one button. And, you know, the Mega Drive has a whole lot more. It's got 3 buttons. Or 6 if you have the 6-button controller. And, if you can't already tell, this game plays like shit. I mean, just look at this. I'm not trying to make the game look bad. This is really what the game is like. Rest in peace, Pepsi Man. Now the whole world drinks Coca-Cola because you lost. So yeah, really the only redeeming thing about this game is the music. Everything else is just bad. But yeah, I mean, you can look it up. There's a quote by one of the developers, I think, who says that this game was supposed to have, like, highly advanced AI, so that the computers were, like, super advanced or something, and then it was gonna be better than Street Fighter 2. And they tried to make this into a big franchise. They even made a sequel. It was called Rise 2, I think. And after that, we never heard from Rise of the Robots again. So that should tell you enough, I think. But as soon as you get to the gameplay in this game, that's when it hits you that this game is not good. Because it's another one of those games where really nothing makes sense. You just hit buttons and hope that you hit your opponent. And keep in mind, this is one of the easier enemies that you fight. If you get a little bit further into this game, you're gonna get enemies that are just gonna beat the shit out of you relentlessly. And there ain't much you can do. So I can jump, and I can punch, and I can kick, and that's about it. And every single button punches. A, B, C, it all punches. And X, Y, and Z all do the kick. Yeah, get him. Get him, get him. Yeah. So that's the only way that you can beat your opponents. You know? It's like in Mortal Kombat how you can do the leg sweep and it always hits. In this game you just do this and you hope that you win. Alright, so it's not working. Change the plan. This is one of those games, I think, where you can tell that it plays like shit without having to play it. You know? There are some games where you can't really tell how bad it plays until you play it, but this is one of those games where you can just look at it and go, alright, yeah, this plays like ass. Like, this is not a good game. So I finally won. So yeah, some effort went into this game, because, I mean, just look at this. You can get these pretty neat-looking, like, 3D animated shots of these characters. So, you know, they were using the Silicon graphics computers, which were expensive as fuck, to make this game. And, yeah, they thought that, you know, they could take the graphics from Donkey Kong Country and then put it in a fighting game and then make the best fighting game ever or something. You know, because of the use of the silicon graphics, I mean. And it was originally an Amiga game, I think, yeah, and then the ports came. But even the Amiga game was bad, so it's like just a waste of time in the end. And Acclaim was stupid enough to fall for this game. But I can't believe they made a sequel to this. I mean, this game's completely unplayable. Now, I legitimately do like the music in this game. That's the one thing where I will say, hey, that's actually kind of neat. Everything else sucks. Big time. So yeah, you only get a kick and a punch. And you can do a jump kick and like that's about it. Got these 6 buttons here on this controller and there's nothing I can do with them except kick and punch. I don't think there's any special moves. There might be, but I don't think there's going to be any like Hadoukens or anything in this game. But every time I think of this game, I am reminded of that guy who said that this game is going to be better than Street Fighter 2. Because, oh man, was he wrong. I don't really know what happened, but they had all these crazy ideas to make this game amazing. And it just turned out so fucking bad. Like, this game is seriously unplayable. But let's see how far we can get before we move on to another game. So this robot's name is Crusher. He's got medium intelligence. You know, none of these things matter at all. You know, the intelligence and strength and whatever, it doesn't matter at all. You're gonna get your ass handed to you one way or the other. So yeah, I mean, some of the stuff in this game is actually kind of interesting. Some of the robot designs are kind of cool, I guess. And the fact that they use the silicon graphics to make the models and things like that, that's actually kind of cool, you know? But the fact that it all went to this horrible game that's completely unplayable is really kind of sad. If you think about it, I mean, they licensed the song by Brian May and they put all this effort into this, and it's just like this is what you end up with. At least Pepsi Man was kind of a good game. I'd rather play Pepsi Man than play this. Nope, that's it. That's the end for me, I think. Yep, that's it. Crusher wins. So yeah, I mean, this game is probably even worse than Pit Fighter. In the sense that it is absolutely unplayable. This game, when you're playing it, it really feels like nothing makes sense. None of your attacks hit, and you can't block anything. It's just such a bad game. Speaking of Acclaim, I've got another Acclaim game in store for you. No, don't do that. What is it with that SD card? There's something going on with that fucking SD card. I don't like that. So, let's see. Is this game... Is it here? Might be. No, it's not over here. It's in the... I think it's in the US map. So it's gotta be somewhere over here. There it is. The greatest Acclaim game ever made. Virtual Bart. So, I don't know anything about The Simpsons. I don't care about The Simpsons at all. Nobody I know knows anything about The Simpsons or cares at all, so... Oh fuck, I gotta change something. Give me a second. So, you know, I don't have any nostalgia for The Simpsons or anything like that, because I don't care and nobody I know cares about The Simpsons. Where is that? There we go, that looks better. But I did play this game on an emulator many years ago. In fact, although I only owned 5 games on the SEGA Mega Drive, I was familiar with a lot of games from the SEGA Mega Drive library, because in the late 1990s, somebody gave my dad a CD that had an emulator on it that ran on MS-DOS, and it was a Mega Drive emulator. And that is actually how I was introduced to, you know, games like Zero Wing and Echo the Dolphin, for example. But also Virtual Bart. And Virtual Bart is a minigame compilation. And every single minigame in this game sucks. Except for one. There's one of them that's actually kind of cool. So, as I said, I don't care at all about The Simpsons. I never have, I never will. But I am familiar with this game. So yeah, he's at the school and there's like some sort of like kind of a science fair thing going on. And they'll have little projects going on. And so then there's a virtual reality headset. And Bart puts it on. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 mini games. And that thing at the top is just like you either get a life or you lose one. That's the only thing that does. So the skull makes you lose a life, and then the corn dog, or whatever the fuck that thing is, gives you another life. So it's the pig game first. Now really the only thing in this game that's actually kind of funny is these cutscenes. You know, and they even have a little bit of voice acting, which is pretty funny. But the games themselves are such trash. How do I jump higher? How do I do that? Like, there's a way to... I have to jump on his head? Is that it? So I'm pretty sure I can free these pigs. Like that. I don't know if that does anything, I don't remember. But yeah, you get these like 5 mini games in one game. And the way that they present it to you is by saying, alright, there's a virtual reality headset. And Bart puts it on. And then a game randomly gets picked. And then if you like beat all 5 of the, or 5 or 6 of the games, then you get like an ending or something. Now, how the fuck do I know that there's a way to jump straight up, but like that, how do I do that? I seriously don't know how to do that. I just, I hold A? Is that it? No? Well, I don't really remember the controls in this game. Now, where do I go again? Maybe it's to the right? Yeah, I think it's over here. So, some of the games are actually kind of fleshed out. Like this game and the dinosaur game, there's multiple levels and stuff like that, I think. And then there's other ones that are just like very simple just the same stuff over and over again. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to do that. Now Bart has to be turned into ham. Oh no. Oh wait, oh fuck, I gotta keep playing this. I was hoping we would go back to the, I was hoping we would go back to the game selection screen, but unfortunately not. So there's another Simpsons game that's... I don't know if that's a good game or not, but it's better than this one, I think. Which is called, Bart's Nightmare? I think? And I'm pretty sure that game is a little bit better than this one. But still not a great game, though. Like, that's still a game that has huge flaws. Oh, I need a key, I think. So yeah, this is just kind of like a shitty platformer, I suppose. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that? Okay. That it? Oh, please. Don't make me play more of this. But I mean, that's basically what this minigame is. It's just kind of like a shitty platformer. And the joke is that you're a pig. So I got a key. And now I can help this pig. This game is more boring than anything, I think. Like, this game isn't even really that funny. The pig game, I mean. Like, it's just annoying more than anything. Alright, I'm kind of done with this shit. Just kill me. I don't care. I'll do it. I want to be turned into bacon. Do it. Come on, one more. Oh, another one. Dead. There we go. So yeah, this is like Krusty's corn dog factory, I suppose. So yeah, this is the only funny stuff in the game, is these little cutscenes where Homer eats Bart. Like, that's like the only thing that's funny about this. And the only minigame in this that's actually kind of fun to play is the tomato game. So let's see if we can land on it. Ah shit, it's the motorcycle one, isn't it? So yeah, this is the Mad Max motorcycle minigame, whatever. Now this game was also on the Super Nintendo. And on the Super Nintendo, this specific minigame used Mode 7. You know, and the Mega Drive can't do Mode 7, of course, so... the Mega Drive version is a lot more simplistic, I think. I think the Super Nintendo version is a lot more, like, well-made, I think. But, I mean, I've never really played the Super Nintendo version, so I don't know. So, yeah, this is just kind of a thing where you just have to get to the end. And, then these assholes show up and they try to hit you. And, all you have to do is, like, outrun a timer, I think? And then hit the checkpoints, and then, at a certain point you're gonna get to the nuclear plant or whatever, and then that's how you win, I think. So it's got these little voice clips by the Simpsons characters. So this will most likely get copyright claimed or whatever. Wait a minute, I don't think I have... Do I have this set up correctly? Oh, whoops. Messed that one up. Yeah, this is probably the way to do it. This is the best it's gonna look, I think. Thought I made a mistake there, but I don't think I did. So yeah, this is just like, I don't know. Like a shitty version of Road Rash or something. Yeah, that's probably accurate. A shitty version of Road Rash. That's probably the way to describe this. So, we got 7 miles to go, and yeah, you just have to make sure that you keep up with the timer. And don't hit too many rocks. Or get hit by these guys. Or get hit by the bus, because then you'll die. And, this minigame goes on for a while. I don't think I've ever beaten any of the minigames in Virtual Bart. But I do know that they all go on for a while. And if you don't feel like playing randomly selected games, you can do practice mode, where, you can pick the minigames that you play. And I'm pretty sure it was either this game or possibly another Simpsons game that made Acclaim lose the Simpsons license. Because even the Simpsons creators realized that the games were kind of terrible. You know? But I think a lot of people probably liked Bart's Nightmare, even though I've never really played that. I'm familiar with Bart's Nightmare, but I've never really sat down to play it, you know? So I'm almost dead. Kill me. There we go. Finally, I'm dead. And then they stretch him out. He's got long arms. So I don't want to end up on the dinosaur level because it sucks. I don't want to end up on the baby level because it sucks. The water slide level is not great either. I want to end up on the tomato. Let's do it. Well, that's not going to be a tomato. No, they gave me another life. That means I have to keep playing this game for longer. Well, it's baby time.
Night, night, Bart.
So yeah, he sees like an ice cream truck or something. And this fucking song keeps playing throughout this entire minigame. And, yeah. You just try to not hit the ground. How the hell do you play this again? And trust me, that song, I'm pretty sure it plays throughout the entire minigame. This shitty ice cream truck music. Come on. Come on, Bart, you can do it. Fuck. Well, that's it, I guess. Right, please give me the tomato game. That's the only one that I like. Oh, fuck. So yeah, there's a dinosaur level. Where Bart's a dinosaur for some reason. No idea why. And it's another kind of shitty platformer. So instead of 1 shitty game, you get 6. Ain't that fun. All for the price of 1. So you can go rawr, or you can slap your tail to hit enemies. And I mean, it's a little bit different from the pig game, but it's still pretty much just kind of a not fun to play platformer. And this music is great too, huh? Isn't it? Yeah. Fun times. Alright, so there's whatever the baby's name is. I don't fucking know. How do I do this? How do I do this part? How do I roar? Well, whatever. Let's just skip that part then. And there's the girl. So yeah, you get these characters from The Simpsons, and they're like dressed up in prehistoric clothing and stuff like that. This isn't where I have to go, is it? And yeah, so this is another one of the games that you can play in Virtual Bart. So yeah, the way that they advertise this game, I bet, is that it's 6 games in one. But what they don't tell you is that there are 6 really kind of awful games in one. And honestly, you better just make 1 good game instead of 6 bad ones, I think. That would be the way to do it. So I think he ate the baby. I don't really know what happened there. I just want to play the tomato game. Just give me the fucking tomato game. You stupid piece of shit. Virtual Bart. You know, this is the reason why everyone was glad when Acclaim died. Because this was exactly the kind of stuff that Acclaim would put out on every single console that they ever released anything on. You know, Acclaim had a few good games, but most of them were just terrible. Just shovelware garbage. You know, and I'm pretty sure this game might be the reason that they lost the Simpsons license. I'm not entirely sure, but I think at a certain point even the creators said, "Man, these games sure suck." So where the hell do I go? Okay, I'm dead, I guess. And I still got 2 lives for some reason. I'm pretty sure if you do get far into these mini games, at a certain point they just kind of go on and on and on, and they don't really end until you're like 7 or 8 levels into it. And at that point you're just like, oh, please let this be the end. Like, could you imagine if you really sat down to finish this game? How bored you would be after a certain point? I mean, just look at this. While the stupid caveman sounds play in the background. Oh, please let this be over. I just want to play the tomato game. That's the only good one. So yeah, they even got the voice actors to say things in this game. Like Virtual Bart. They should have spent their money on other things. Like making an actually good game, you know? So, do I go left here? Maybe that's what it is. There he is. Get it? Burp attacks are funny, aren't they? This is peak comedy. Like, seriously, why does The Simpsons even exist at this point? Do people still care about The Simpsons? Like, I've never cared about The Simpsons, so I don't know, but...
Whoa! Hey! Hey!
So yeah, you get these cave drawings. Which are actually kind of cute. So yeah, I guess he eats his parents. I don't know. And it just goes on and on and on. Whew. Why do I still have 2 lives? Why can't this minigame be over with already? So there's like 2 left, I think. There's the water slide minigame, and then there's the tomato game, which is the only fun thing to play in this game. Where you throw tomatoes while your class is having to take school photos. So you throw tomatoes at all the kids to ruin the school photo. Like, that's the only thing about this game that's actually kind of fun. And everything else is just this shit right here. Oh, come on, why is it so slippery? Why do you gotta be such a slippery dinosaur, Bart? No. Oh, I knew what I was getting into. Yeah, just kill me. I want to get out of here. Should I just, like, commit suicide again and be over with this shit? Yeah, let's keep playing for a little bit longer. I should try to beat it, right? If I can, so... Let's do a speed run of Virtual Bart. Like, you see how fucking annoying it is to play this game? I mean, there's just these rocks and everything is just falling on you. And there's not much you can do about it. You know what? Just kill me. I don't care. Just get it over with. I want to be dead. I'm already dead inside, so I want to be dead in the game too. So yeah, I guess The Simpsons really is more of an American thing, because I don't know a single person who actually cares about The Simpsons in real life. But, it's still popular for some reason. And they're still making new seasons, I think. Like, what are they up to? Season 30 at this point? Haven't they run out of ideas like a million years ago? Like, this is just so not fun to play, you know? Like, just look at this. Oh shit, I just picked up another life. I didn't want to do that. Yep, there's more. And it just goes on and on and on. See, you get these other characters too. So, I mean, if you're into The Simpsons, then you might like that type of stuff. You know, the other characters.
Hey! Hey!
Kill me. Please. Do it. I'm already tired of this. I'm just gonna kill myself. There we go. I wanna be done with this, so time to end it. Rest in peace, Bart. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the only reason why you want to play this game, is to see these little clips right here. Some of which are actually kind of funny. Most of them still aren't, though. Alright, so please give me the tomato game. That is not the tomato game. Why would you do this to me? I'm out. I don't even care. We're gonna keep playing until I get the tomato game. And then I'm done with this. Goodbye, cruel world. Skip this. Let me guess, game over. I do wonder, has anyone ever legitimately beaten this game? Like, I can't imagine anyone ever sitting down to actually sit through this entire game. But there's gotta be someone out there who did it, right?
Virtual Bard.
Virtual Bard. So let's go to the practice thing so I can show you the tomato game. So I don't think it's gonna show the actual video that explains what this game is about, but yeah, you can just throw tomatoes at the kids. And the reason why you have to throw tomatoes is because it's because they're getting their school photos taken. And then there's the principal showing his ass for some reason. And this is pretty much the only good part of this game. Because this is kind of fun to play. I don't remember how to play this exactly though, but you just have to kind of time it, I suppose. So you go like that. Nope, that was too late. Nope. Come on, hit him. Well, let's hit the principal then, I guess.
I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to hit the principal. So let's do the water slide game now. So the water slide game is just a game where you try to like avoid things, and then at a certain point you have to like pick a side. And there's no way of knowing which side is the good one. So, like, for example, I picked the wrong side there. I went left instead of right. And then there's just a big butt that's in your way. And then it damages you. And you have to go back. But there's no real way of knowing where the big butt is gonna be. So, you know, you're just trying to figure out where to go throughout this entire little mini game. And it's kind of hard to avoid some of the enemies. And you don't have any attacks or anything like that. You just have to get out of the way. And as you can see, this is completely unplayable. So let's try the tomato game again. Because I like the tomato game. You know, I could pretty much just play the tomato game and have fun with this game. And, like, just ignore the rest. So you can aim left or right if you want. But that makes it harder to hit stuff, I think. And it's the easiest to hit someone when they're close by. But when they're further away, it's a lot harder to time it correctly. And yeah, you can sort of aim left and right. See, when they're further away, it's a bit harder to do it. But if you play this for a while, you can actually get kind of good at it. And figure out how you have to time this type of stuff. But yeah, this is pretty much the only minigame that's fun to play, and everything else is just garbage. Kind of hard to hit people, though. I don't remember it being this hard to hit kids with tomatoes. And of course, the principal is the big target, but you have to avoid him. There's one. And, you're not supposed to hit the lady either, I don't think. I don't remember. You don't hit the teachers. You just hit the kids, I think. And then, you know, if you... if you beat this level, then I think they start walking faster, and you also get like more kids to throw at. At least that's how I remember it, but it's been years since I played this. And yeah, it's I don't remember it being this hard to hit the kids though. But at least this isn't a crappy platformer. This is just throwing tomatoes. So, you know, I could play this for quite a while, I think, without really getting bored of it. So yeah, some of the kids, they walk faster than the other ones. So that makes some of the kids easier targets. And I have completely forgotten how to time this stuff, but I know that there is at a certain point you actually figure out how to do it. And then it becomes sort of fun to play. So let's do the water slide level once again. And then I'm done with this game. And I don't ever want to play it again. Except for maybe the tomato game, you know? The tomato game isn't that bad. So yeah, I mean, in this game you really have no way of knowing if you have to go left or right. You just have to do it. And hope that you pick the right tube. You know, you just kind of get hit by everything. So there's the butt. And there's no real way of knowing where the butt is going to be, so it's like, you know, it's just trial and error, I guess. But the hardest part is actually avoiding the other people. I mean, I don't know what to do. It's like, how the fuck do I get out of the way? I don't know. Hey, I actually did it. Look at that. Oh, wait, no, I didn't do it. I think that's just... I think you just die there? I don't know. I don't remember. So that's Virtual Bart. It sucks. And I'm glad that Acclaim is dead. That's all I gotta say about that. Virtual fucking fart. There we go. No, please don't do that. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it does that. That's annoying. There we go. That's better. There's something wrong with that SD card, I think. Or there's something wrong with the Mega Drive. I don't know which one it is, but there's something wrong here. So there was one other game that I had in mind that I wanted to check out. Let's see, is it going to be in US again? I think it might be. There it is. Sword of Sodan. Oh boy. It doesn't work, does it? Yeah, it's not doing anything. Uh-oh. Why doesn't this game work? I've played this game before on the Mega Drive, so I'm not sure why it doesn't work right now. I know for a fact that I've played this game before, so I don't know why it's not working right now. What is this? Why isn't it working? Why is it doing this? I don't know. Alright, take up the SD card, put it back in. Plop the cartridge back in, so there we go. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I know for a fact that I've played this game before using the Mega Drive, so I don't know why it's not working right now. But I was gonna play Sword of Sodan, but apparently it's just not doing anything right now, so I think maybe my Mega Drive cartridge might be fucked, or maybe it's the SD card. I don't know which one it is, but I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there. So, it is just straight up not working. Okay then. That means no Sword of Sodan, I suppose. So, Sword of Sodan is one of the worst Sega Mega Drive games ever, and I'm not even exaggerating. That game is well, just look it up. It's just terrible. So, what's another terrible game that I can play? If I can't play Sword of Sodan, there's gotta be something else, right? Let me think. Man, I didn't have a backup game planned in case something didn't work. Because I know for a fact that I've played Sword of Sodan before, so... Not on stream, but just on my own. And it worked fine, so, I guess it's Balls 3D then. I don't know. This is all I got, Balls 3D. I wasn't gonna play this game, but here it is. I showed you my balls. Please respond. I was gonna... Oh man, I wanted to play Sword of Sodan. I wanted to show you that game. But instead, here we are. With some balls. This is the slow-ass PAL version too, so that should be fun. Think you can defeat the Jester? Oi! 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright, so we got Kronk. We got... Oh no. Oh no. We got a character called Boomer. Yeah, I gotta pick Boomer, right? Okay, Boomer. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to play Sword of Sodan, but I guess we're getting Ball 3D. So yeah, this is I guess a kind of a shitty fighting game. I've never played this game for more than 2 minutes, so I don't really know what this is exactly, but it's like a pseudo 3D kind of deal with balls. I guess this is like if Vector Man tried to be a fighting game and it was also kind of terrible. This is what you would get. Because Vector Man is actually pretty good. Vector Man is fun to play. But Balls 3D is just yeah, I mean it's excellent meme material. Because we got a character called Boomer and it's a game about balls. Oi! Yeah! Oi! Oi! Why is that so funny to me? So I think this game was already intended to be kind of comical. You know, they must have known what they were doing when they called it Balls 3D, right? So, but that doesn't make it a good game. You know? Come on, Boomer. Get him. You fucking Boomer. So yeah, it's kind of 3D, but not really. Like, you can sort of walk in 3 dimensions. Like, I can get the fuck out of here if I want. What was that? Was that... Somebody pulled down their pants? And then they censored the ass? Did I really just see that? Did I actually really just fucking see that? Suck sidewalk. You know, there's funny games on the Mega Drive like Skitchin, which are actually kind of good. And then there's games that try to be funny, but because they're also terrible games at the same time, it just makes them bad. And I think this is one of those games. You know, like Skitchin is a funny game, but it's also essentially the same thing as Road Rash, so it's good. And this is just like a bad 3D fighting game. I mean, the concept of a 3D fighting game on the Mega Drive is sort of funny, I guess. I mean, it's sort of interesting. Not funny. But, yeah, the execution leaves much to be desired, I suppose. Oi! Back to the circus, loser. Okay, boomer. I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I just said okay, boomer. So yeah, I really should figure out how to get Sword of Sodan to work again, because Sword of Sodan at a certain point did work on my Mega Drive, and I was gonna play it tonight. Because that game is really funny in how terrible it is. But I had to come up with a backup plan, and I guess the only backup plan that I have is my balls. So, nibble some knuckle. Yeah, this is a game that tries to be... What the hell is that? Cyrillic? What is with that stuff in the background? I don't get it. There's like Cyrillic text and then someone pulling down their pants and they censor the ass or something. And then there's a skeleton. What? The stuff in the background is more interesting than what's going on in the foreground. Because what's going on in the foreground is just a bad fighting game. Hyper equals AAAA. So I guess that's the timer. 6. 4. Got him. 12 to go. Oi! Yeah. Alright, I like the use of samples in this game. Uh-huh. Oh, we got a replay too? But I always thought of this game as just kind of like the poor man's version of Clayman, or, no, not Clayman. What the fuck is that game called? Clay Fighter? Yeah, I always just kind of saw this game as sort of like the poor man's version of Clay Fighter, which was another goofy, funny fighting game about clay. And I guess Accolade must have seen that, and then they thought, you know what, we're gonna make a game about balls. You know? Maybe this game came before Clay Fighter, I don't know. But, yeah, this is, I mean, like, Clay Fighter is not a great game either, but this is more like the poor man's version of Clay Fighter, I think. Which, that's not something to be proud of. Yeah. Yep. You didn't come in second, you lost. So yeah, this game tries really hard to be funny. And it pretty much isn't. But, at least there was a character called Boomer, so... There you go, there's your meme material. What did it say? Go sell burgers, golf ball? Goofball. Go sell burgers, goofball. This is one of those games where I seriously don't know why it exists. I mean, I guess Accolade saw Vector Man or Clay Fighter and they thought, hey, let's make a funny fighting game. And they made this. And it's not good. Oi! Bullseye. Alright, that's kind of clever, Bullseye. I really gotta figure out what's wrong with my Mega Everdrive, because I don't know why I'm not able to play Sword of Sodan. It used to work, so maybe I have to, like, reformat my SD card, or I don't fucking know. But I'll have to figure out what's going on there. Maybe my Mega Drive isn't really, I don't know. Maybe my Mega Drive doesn't want to play certain games. Maybe that's what it is. I have to get a different one. Hello? Can you let go of me? Showed you my balls. Please respond. Yeah, this game, I don't know, man. Everything's made out of balls and it's really unfunny. And the gameplay is not very fun. But I mean, I guess the concept of a 3D fighting game is interesting on the Sega Mega Drive, you know, on consoles that can't really do 3D. That is kind of an interesting concept, I suppose. Too bad it was so poorly executed. If you look at Virtua Fighter on the Mega Drive, that's just a 2D game now. You know, even though Virtua Fighter was known as the first real 3D fighting game, there's a Mega Drive version, and it's just a 2D fighting game that looks like Virtua Fighter. At least this game is sort of in 3D. So I guess I'm a clown. And the other guy is like a sumo wrestler or something? I don't know. Am I dead? Oh, I got 2 continues left, but I don't want any continues. I want to quit. Alright, so here's the thing. I think that's good enough for today. Oh man, this game is not fun at all. I think the best game that I played tonight was probably Pit Fighter. But maybe I'm biased, because I like Pit Fighter. But yeah, we played this game, we played Virtual Bart. We played Ball 3D. So yeah, Pit Fighter, Ball 3D, Virtual Bart, and did I play another game? Or am I already forgetting which games I played? Didn't I play another Acclaim game? Oh yeah, Rise of the Robots, I already forgot. So we played 3 terrible fighting games. Actually, this should have been called the Fighting Game Special, because I played 3 bad fighting games. Pit Fighter, Ball 3D, and Rise of the Robots. But I also played Virtual Bart, which is not a fighting game, but it's more like a mini-game collection, a bad one. I was gonna play Sword of Sodan, but it doesn't work. Which, I'm not really sure why it doesn't work. Maybe I have to use a different SD card, maybe it's the Mega Everdrive, maybe it's just my Mega Drive, I don't know. But, that is going to be it for today. And, there's a couple of, games that I want to play that are actually... What is he doing with his ass? Why is he picking up the balls? What the hell? There's a couple of games that were only released in America that I also want to play, like Awesome Possum, that's one of them. And that was not released in Europe, so... There might be a follow-up to this Mega Drive Hour, where I play some bad American games that were not released in Europe. That should be fun, right? Awesome Possum. I'm already not looking forward to it. But that'll be it for tonight. I hope you had fun. I sure didn't. And I hope we never see each other again. Good night.